We are back. Welcome to Shark Coast Tactical Podcast, episode 61. I am here with very special guests. I have Mad Dog Mike McGowan. I have the Manasota Gun Lawyer, the original OG, Jeffrey Young, Esquire.
What's up?
I have the amazing Dean Carroll.
What's going on, people?
And Omer Esin.
Hello.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry
Same
Christmas.
to you.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Happy
holidays.
Kwanzaa.
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa,
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Happy year.
atheist, whatever you celebrate. Knock yourself out.
You know, somebody brought me a Christmas present and it was like wrapped in like menorah stuff.
Oh, nice.
It was so awkward.
The best of both
They
worlds.
buy it on the
What
ninth
is this?
day when it went 50% off, so that's why they were like, oh,
Probably it was. I was like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Before we get into everything, Dean, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You doing all right?
Whoa, Omar had an explosion.
He's doing better than me.
That's awesome.
Did you get one of them cans with the holes in the bottom again?
I
hate
thought
when
they
sell those
fixed
things,
that.
man. Jesus.
Speaking of which, our friend Jason brings his company's energy drinks over to our shop every week. Every week, one of his employees brings over cases of Omni energy drink. They actually taste pretty good. There's no bad stuff in it, allegedly. And
10 calories, that's it? Damn,
10
I'm gonna drink one of
calories.
these, shit.
And so just so you know, if you ever have a chance, pick up these drinks.
10
Dean, so you're
calories, that's
okay?
crazy.
Yeah, feeling good.
I noticed you lost some weight.
What am I down? 20 pounds now?
Dean's down 20 pounds.
That boy.
20 pounds.
Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
How much that Ozempic costing you?
Nothing yet.
And Jeff, you look like a homeless person.
Yeah, why not? It's cold out, man. I was born and raised here, so when it drops below 70, all my shit comes out.
Okay, I mean,
Welcome hat.
a couple things of interest. Shark Coast is going to be open New Year's Day. It's the first New Year's Day we've been open, I think, in 10 years. The reason we normally aren't open, we give everybody a paid holiday and take the day off because the NICS federal program, the background check program, is closed that day. But the first is the official starting time of the new system, the new NFA system, where there is a zero cost tax stamp on everything. SBRs, suppressors. So we have a bunch of people who have bought their suppressors and they're waiting in the back.
Their paperwork, yeah.
And so we're going to open up and try to submit paperwork, and we hope to maybe move a couple of suppressors as well. So hopefully you might see this and hear it and stop by on New Year's Day, and it's going to be cool. Omar, will you come do paperwork for us?
You want me to?
Creepy Andrew wanted me to ask you.
Why?
Because he wants help. I don't know. Maybe he likes you. He's kind of fucking creepy.
Get back to you on that one.
I've actually had a lot of people call me over the last couple of weeks to do some trusts, and that's why, because the time's coming up on the 1st.
Nuh-uh.
And every single one of them is like, I've already bought 2 or 3 of them at Shark Coast, and they're just sitting there and holding on to them because I'm not bringing them in until the 1st. And yes, every week I get a call from at least somebody who's got shit on hold here because they're waiting for the 1st of them.
Do you get calls
first of the
too
month.
from like people who are like non-approvals and stuff?
Yes.
Because we get shit. Because I give everybody.
Yeah, they
like,
come from you.
They all.
I get it from you. I get it from all the shops, obviously, because most people know who I am and what the number is. But yeah, I get a lot of non-approval calls from all the different shops that refer them over to me.
And where are we with the pot debate?
Schedule 3, baby.
Like, so what's it's? I don't even.
But that's an executive order. It's not how it works.
So I don't even like watch podcasts or except ours. Like, I don't really get into the. I'm not.
He doesn't want French Light Press on Thursdays. All right, go ahead.
Maybe if you send an email out to your listening audience or something. Are you guys that advanced? Do you have email?
No.
I don't even think we have a listening audience.
We have some. We
We got our hardcore.
have some loyal. We have loyal viewers. We're
Loyal.
We're well in the tens and tens of loyal viewers.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Excellent.
Tens and tens.
Tens and
better than
tens.
Much better that way.
But so I don't even know. Yeah. I heard whispers and rallying cries about the pot debate. And when I say the pot debate, I mean like there's a hot debate on people who use marijuana either medicinally or recreationally, and they want to be able to buy guns. And under the present system, you cannot sell somebody a firearm if they're using marijuana recreationally or medically.
Correct. That's
So where are we with in the pot debate? The great pot debate.
in my opinion, nothing has changed. So
Then who the fuck are these people?
all right, so marijuana,
They're high.
as far as the
just
federal
like-
government is concerned, correct. They don't care. Most people just lie in the form anyway. As far as the federal government is concerned, there's a law that was passed by Congress that puts marijuana as a Schedule 1 narcotic, a drug. So it's up there with cocaine and meth and everything else.
Okay.
So if you're a user of a Schedule 1
What
drug.
year was this?
1976?
76.
Yeah, whenever the Gun Control Act was. So if you're a user of marijuana, you are a prohibited person under federal law. You cannot possess a firearm, and you will fail a background check.
Fucking hippies.
And it doesn't matter what your state law is. If the state law says medical's fine, recreational's fine, it doesn't matter. That's why in the 4473, there's literally a statement that says it doesn't fucking matter what your state law says. You can't use marijuana and have a gun. So it's on a Schedule 1. The only way to change it is to move it from a Schedule 1 down to a Schedule 3, which would then mean you could use recreational marijuana or medicinal marijuana and not have a problem. Trump signed an executive order reclassifying it from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3. The problem is I don't think he can do that because it's a law. It's a law passed by Congress, and so Congress are the only ones who can change it from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3. So much like most of his other executive orders, he signs it, and it's probably going to get challenged by somebody, and eventually it'll end up in the Supreme Court, and they'll decide whether he has the authority to do that.
So he did.
Nothing's changed.
He did reschedule it. What's it called? Rescheduling it?
Correct. He switched it from Schedule 1 down to a Schedule 3,
9 o'clock
which are just
to
like
11.
aspirin
When
or
this
whatever,
happened?
things like that. A month ago, 3 weeks ago, somewhere around there, something like that. Just about 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe.
I can't believe there hasn't been a fucking parade of Cheech and Chong coming in for fucking
Yeah, right?
Dracos.
So what the gun community's position is the ATF is under the executive branch. They follow what
Yes.
the president says.
Yep.
The president says it's not a Schedule 1 anymore, it's a Schedule 3. So the ATF should remove that shit from their background check form and not
Right.
care if you use marijuana because they're under the executive branch of the government, and so they do whatever the president says. Great. Good for you. But I remember in the Wayback Machine, like a year and a half ago, when Biden said with an executive pen, you can't have a SIG brace. And everybody went, who the hell is he? He can't tell what's a SIG brace or what's not. The Congress has to do that. The law says this, or the Constitution says that. So the same people who were bitching a year and a half ago that the president, through his pen, made the ATF classify a bunch of shit as illegal are now saying it's okay that Trump changed the marijuana from 1 to 3 so you can get guns. And then the people who are on the other side, what's funny is because Trump makes people hate whatever he's for. The old joke about if he came out against cancer, the Democrats would be for cancer. Now all of a sudden the Democrats are against legalization of marijuana or making it a Schedule 3 because that means you can go buy more guns because Trump did it. So everybody's flip-flop sides again.
Omar, what do you know about this? Or do you know anything? Are you following it?
Nothing more than what he just said.
Right. Like you're the store. Has anybody contacted you and said,
No.
Stop asking that question or go ahead and sell to people who come in with marijuana?
No, we need to.
Correct.
Stopping people who
So
are
it doesn't-
high from buying guns.
Right, so it doesn't matter what he signed. Nobody's told you to take that number 11 or whatever it is off the form or told you could do it. So who gives a shit?
Well, the first thing would be the ATF has to issue a new form.
Right.
And that happens like when they change.
Nah, you just
When
cross
they-
it off.
Whiteout.
You can't do that.
Whiteout.
No, you can't use whiteout. Oh, I did that one time. It wasn't good. Like, is this whiteout?
Did you change the date?
But yeah, you do. Ooh. No, you can't do that.
I've seen that in a couple audits that I helped some shops out with where there's like, oh, I just changed the date in the corner. I'm like, after you gave them the gun? Yeah. I'm like,
Can't do that.
Interesting.
all right.
Can't do that at all.
So anyway,
So all right,
you're the store, so
And I
people
have-
can get excited about all they want, but there isn't a store on the planet who I believe is now going to say all of a sudden, oh, well, he signed an executive order, so here's your gun, Mr. Marijuana user or whatever. Like, they're not going to do that.
Mr. Chong.
I'm just
Bottom line
looking.
doesn't matter.
I'm just looking at it from a business perspective.
Yes.
Like it's a whole bunch of people you can.
You going into the weed
Correct.
business?
It should be reclassified.
Yeah. I
Down
tried
to a
to.
level 3. First off, as an absolutist, we've had this discussion before, you should be able to come in and buy a gun whether you're using drugs or not, because that's not the Constitution doesn't say comma unless you're using cocaine or meth or whatever. It says period. So to me, it doesn't matter. But the only way to fix it legally is to have Congress modify it or reschedule it from a 1 to a 3. Then they'll change the form and everybody can smoke and toke and shoot at the same time and nobody cares.
What if he signed an executive order that says he can do it?
The executive order giving me the authority to sign executive orders?
No, so who's in charge of classifying?
That's what will be there.
Who's in charge of classifying substances? Would that be
Congress. It's in the law.
Are you sure it's Congress?
Yes.
I mean, how do you know? You're a lawyer.
Well, because things become illegal. Right, exactly. Things become illegal because laws get passed that make them illegal.
Oh, yeah.
Until somebody passed a law that said you can't murder people, like it was...
Like, remember, like, weren't you telling us, like, in Florida, like, it wasn't in Florida,
the Bible, but, you know, who cared at that particular point, right?
Was it in Florida where the Chinese kept changing the molecular structure of ecstasy or something?
Oh, it was the bath salts and the marijuana stuff. Yeah,
that shit's
correct.
good.
They passed a law that said you can't make marijuana and any of these type of derivatives, and then they just got a chemist to change it to these type of derivatives. So then they went back and said, well, now you can't have these. And then they got a scientist to make them like this. Eventually, they just passed one that was like a catch-all or any other sort of derivative thereof. But yeah, for about 6 months there was like this arms race to see what you could have and what you couldn't have. And I was a prosecutor when that was happening. We were all like, well, what the hell are we supposed to do? So yes,
do you know what people do all the fucking time? It's the worst. Like all the fucking time, these pot people, they'll start talking. They'll buy expensive goods because nothing in here is really like cheap. So they'll have a good time and spend a bunch of money, and then when it comes to time to pull out their ID to buy a gun, they fucking pull out their marijuana
right
card.
by mistake or on purpose.
By mistake, or they're feds. Yeah,
because they're high.
Right. Yeah.
So we have to fucking cancel and refund thousands. It sucks.
Yeah,
It's such a pain in the ass.
Well, right,
and they get so scared. They're so embarrassed. Oh God, Yeah, we do know.
Or they don't know. Like they literally start answering the questions until they get to that question. They're like, well, wait a minute. What does that mean? I thought what should I? And then they come to you guys and they're like, well, I have a medical marijuana. How should I answer this? And then all of a sudden you're like, well, it's too late now. Have a nice day.
Get out. Yeah.
That happened 3 times. And all 3 times I go to my compliance because he'll buy something that's like a good gun. I'm like, yes, good sale. And then he's like, he comes to the question. He asks me just like, hey, so I have a marijuana card.
Right. Yeah.
What do I check on this? And I go to Chris. I'm like, Chris, can I just pretend I didn't hear that?
Yeah. Nope.
No, we've like canceled people's stamps and shit and said you can never come back.
Yeah.
Like over the years, it's complete fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's from an absolutist standpoint, you're right. You should be able to do anything. Now it's my prerogative that someone can walk in here, and if I think you're a fucking meth head, I don't have to sell you shit.
Correct.
If I think you're
always
cokehead,
your right.
Yeah, it's my right, and I wouldn't. But the whole marijuana fucking argument, it's out of control.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucking bollocks, dude.
Well, you can have again, as we've said 1,000 times, you can have a prescription for Percocet or OxyContin, which are drugs that were created to ease the pain of cancer patients because they're that strong. You can have a prescription for that. Come in and buy all the guns you want, but you get a prescription for marijuana, you can't buy a gun. Like it is the dumbest shit of all the dumbest shit that's probably going on with guns.
Oh,
right
I
now.
bet there's more dumb shit.
Oh, there's a lot more dumb.
There's a lot more dumb shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Have you seen a brace FRTs? The whole arms race with the bath
FRTs
salts.
Right, yeah.
It's still going on, just in a different realm.
So
I get an FRT question like every 30 days too. Somebody always calls about that.
All right, so that's the next. Has there been any movement, Jeff, on the FRT? Because everybody on the internet thinks FRTs are legal in Florida.
No, they're not.
In spite of the fact that none of the FRT manufacturers will ship anything to Florida.
Yeah. And every lawyer that you talk to will say they're illegal. Don't buy one. They just want to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah, allegedly, if you Google, and everybody seems to believe AI, right? Everybody believes it.
We had that the other day.
Like, and like, there's somebody arguing on our page right now. It's the video, Omar, of you shooting the TP9. And so there's a little subsection of people saying we need FRTs for TP9s and they're not legal in Florida. And one guy said, I just Googled it and AI says it's allowed.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah. Chat Jip it.
Take that to court.
Yeah. You ever watch The Terminator?
ChatGPT.
AI.
No, Mike literally messaged me a YouTube video like a week ago or whatever. It was like, is this real? And it's like the top 10 laws that changed in Florida regarding guns. And when you do the research in it, it's made by AI out of a company like in Pakistan or whatever.
Oh, there's a lot of those.
And like the very first one, literally the very first one says, if you get pulled over for anything, you have to immediately tell them you have a firearm or you're committing like a felony. And then when you get out of the car, you have to remind them that you have a firearm or you're also committing a felony. And 23 people have already been arrested at the border on this crime. Now, mind you, the video says starting January 1st, these go into law. But it also says 23 people have already been arrested.
They're just getting a head start on it.
It's completely fake, but it's AI generated, and people need to be worried and not follow that shit.
Well, this is what happens when you have a monetary incentive for attention. People just spam.
They just want clicks and likes and YouTube money or whatever. Like, who the hell?
Man, I got to start a channel like that.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's a lot
Quick
of
little hits. Yeah.
There's people now that have fully automated, like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, this brain rot, like, meme format where it's just basically mainly for kids, just random, like, images and words strung together in a weird AI voice and an Italian accent or whatever. And there's people who literally just make AI mass produce those videos on several different channels, and they'll post videos where they've got like 10 YouTube gold play buttons and they're making millions of dollars and they're not doing anything. They just have computers generating the content, posting them nonstop. And you throw a billion things at a wall, some of them will stick.
Yeah. It's good work if you can get it.
Yeah.
Well, and again, even the hate watchers, because let's say you watch it to tell people it's bullshit. Well, yeah, they don't give a shit. It's a view.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care. That's why I didn't share that on like most of the gun groups I'm in and say, oh my God, look at this video. Because I don't even want them to watch it to see how stupid it is, because it's just going to get them likes and views on their video.
The thing that pisses me off the most is there's certain AIs now where it like forces you to give a source. So you're supposed to be able to trust it more. And like, I'll read something from their AI overview and I'll look at the source, and the source is Reddit and some dude with 3 likes on Reddit. And it's like quoting him.
Nine comments down in a Reddit comment YouTube section is their source, right?
Speaking of fraud, do you guys believe the Somali thing?
What is there to not believe?
Oh, it's because I don't believe fucking anything anymore. But like, it seems, except that one YouTuber went around.
Shirley.
Yeah, Nick Shirley went around. He started looking
Well,
for
they
him.
told him to F off and shut the door in his face, right? Yeah.
What, I mean, Omar,
How come
you're,
there's no kids in here in your daycare?
And why does your learning center misspell learning?
The Leering Center.
Is that one?
how is it?
Yes, it's the learning center, and they misspelled learning on the door. It was on his YouTube video. It was hilarious.
How is it possible for the government to be bilked out of that much money?
That's what I don't understand.
They're not.
Or is the government in on it?
The government's in on
The
it.
government's in on it.
Members of the government, yeah, for
It's
sure.
like this.
But they had to get away with it for so
$1 billion.
long.
Yeah,
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
Can we calm down with this xenophobic rhetoric, please?
Yeah, no, right. Yeah.
What?
You clearly hate
Why do you
Somalis.
hate Somalis, you racist?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's racism. Don't cover it because it's racism.
Somalis captured my dad, stole his camera. They did.
In America or in Somalia?
In Somalia.
Oh, okay.
My dad got captured by Somalians.
Well, I mean,
So I have
Doing in Somalia.
You've got ammunition.
I have ammunition. I have
Disney was closed.
no. My dad went through a
time of year.
midlife crisis
I went to Somalia.
and went to Somalia and worked
You
for
lose a bet.
for like
No,
a
he-
UNICEF or charity or something.
He worked for the International
That's
Medical
noble.
Foundation, and he worked for free for like 6 months as a doctor in Mogadishu, and he got captured going to the beach one day.
Sounds
All right,
about
first of all, why are we going to the beach in Somalia? Like, do
'Cause that
they
was-
have good beaches
They have
over
lots
there?
of beaches in
Yeah, because
Somalia.
you can catch lobsters.
Okay. I mean,
They've got like thousands of miles of coastline in Somalia. It's
No,
a
they have really nice-
Shangri-La oasis of beachfront property.
Yeah, all the pirates.
yeah. I'm going to look into some.
No, it was so every
Your boats and shit.
on their day off, the doctors would all head to the beach, and like they would have like 2 technicals guarding them, and there'd be a bus of fucking dudes.
All right,
And
so wait a minute. To prove my point,
What?
when you said, "Hey, let's go to the beach," okay, let's get 2 technicals to guard us. Like, first of all, I'm just saying,
That's
maybe it's
clue
not a
number
good
one.
idea to go to the beach.
It's clue number 1.
Maybe it's not a good idea to go to Somalia.
I didn't. I mean, I was young, so I couldn't really. I couldn't.
You didn't go visit?
No, I couldn't really say what the fuck you doing, dude.
There's probably lots of pizzas in America. We
I
should
didn't
probably
know.
go with a couple of.
Hey, bring me back some AKs.
No, before like he was telling me like the warlords would steal all the narcotics from the UN, so they'd have to operate on the gunshot wounds with ketamine. And the people would be fucking shaking and shit. The skinny guys.
I just got a text from Evan from Exigent. He wants me to let you know that you have soft hands.
Me?
Well, everyone as a group.
We all have soft hands, liberal sissy.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, you haven't seen.
If your hands
I don't know what
don't
you're
look
talking
like this while you eat your lunch, you're a liberal sissy.
It's just like a mud sandwich. It's great.
He's an odd bird.
I love him.
He's an odd bird.
This is pretty good.
Yes.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
It is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Probably shouldn't be drinking it now. You're not going to go to bed.
So, do you think that I look at everything nowadays with just a big skepticism, and then so either I don't believe in what they're saying, what Nick Shirley is saying, or I believe that it's somehow a hustle, or if it's true, there's no way fucking like Somalians bilked the government out of $1 billion. I believe the government bilked the government out of $1 billion.
The government's not bilking the government. The government's bilking the taxpayer.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's the one side of it where it's like
So wait, is it definitely true? Like that happened?
Yeah. I don't think there's any doubt that the money's gone.
The money's gone.
Correct.
Like, where's the fucking money?
It's a fact that the Minnesota taxpayer is the largest funder of Al-Shabaab, the largest terrorist organization in Somalia. Like, that's a real statistic. That's not guesswork. Like, Al-Shabaab, the terrorists that, cut the genital parts off of little tiny children are funded mainly by the Minnesota taxpayer.
So that's true.
That's true. The daycare and the healthcare thing, like, it's very clearly true. And the one angle to it that I don't see talked about a lot is just ever since COVID, there have been so many of these,
Fraud.
I don't know what to call them, but just entitlement programs, basically assistance programs, whatever you want to call them, where there's just zero check. Like nobody from the government comes and makes sure that the form you're filing out is accurate. They don't come to your business and check. Ever since COVID, they don't do that.
Yeah, but I got money from COVID, and you had to do a lot of shit, and they looked, and you've got to do your taxes, and I just don't know how do they get the money off out of the country? Like
Zelle?
It's not. You can't do that. Like the fucking there's the.
Do you think they're actually checking on this? Like everybody is in on it.
Obviously, so the Minnesota government's probably in on it. The federal elements in the federal government, and it's probably intelligence agencies. And for some reason, the intelligence agencies are thinking it's good for us to fund Al-Shabaab.
They don't care. They're just getting rich.
Well, how the fuck do we get some of that Somalian money?
We should have started
Open a
daycare or
Sharkos Daycare. We got an internet building? Just Sharkos Daycare. All you have to do is put a misspelled sign up front, do some paperwork.
in Learning Center.
Let's just do it. Can we do it for animals?
Sure.
I tried to start the internet building into a dog daycare, and Lori told me no.
Well, you weren't going to pick up the poop. So
I pick up fucking poop all the time.
Or if you're going to do it the right way, there's not going to be any dogs.
right.
It's just an empty
Correct.
building.
You don't have to pick up the poop.
Not have dollars,
There's no
just
poop.
collect the money.
You just have three guys smoking cigarettes outside.
And I'll
That's all you need.
record a bunch of this. Right? And then you just play it through a PA system. Like, oh, those freaking dogs over there.
DOGG Center.
Yeah.
You'll be all good.
Why do you think the American public just takes it?
Because we feel there's nothing we can
Right.
do.
The issue is it's the like what are you going to do? Like you what has to happen is they have to be investigated and thrown in jail. Does anybody here think like Tim Walz is going to get thrown in jail or like it's not going to happen?
Oh, wait a
They'll
minute.
throw like 30 or 40 Somalis in prison and be like, "Look, we fixed the fraud," and everybody's just going to go on the way they always go on. You can switch presidents. You can switch.
I am now the
Nothing ever
daycare
changes.
owner.
Hey, do you know
Look
who
at me.
thinks Tim
I'm the
Walz is
daycare
getting
owner
thrown in
now.
prison? All the mayors in Minnesota. Like, did you see them all jump ship and be like, "Yeah, we need a new guy to lead us. Like, I got nothing to do with all this."
Yeah.
All the rats would jump and ship the second all that stuff came out. That's a
People are calling for his reg, but nothing ever happens. So
Nothing
that's-
ever happens.
That's what it is. The American people? It's like, what are you going to do?
A lot of people.
Regime change.
we had that, and nothing's happened. Everybody thought Epstein was going to go to prison once Trump got in there. Guess what? Nothing's happening there either. Like it's just one of those things where people are sort of helpless about it.
Will the Justice Department please just arrest somebody that needs to be arrested?
know, right?
So arrest somebody.
Arrest
It'd be nice.
somebody.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
I feel like a lot of people that like talk a lot of game about like, oh, I won't let this happen, or just like they don't want to be the first one, so they're just waiting for someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Just always, just permanently. Like they could be fucking killing people in the streets or in front of our eyes. Nobody's getting arrested for it. It doesn't really matter. I feel like most people aren't gonna do anything because they're waiting for like, I don't know what it is. Maybe they're waiting on like a go signal, like someone to go like, all right, wartime, civil war, go. Go grab your guns. Go. But
First
no,
of all the people we know pretty much have jobs. Yeah. So, that's one thing about being on one side is everybody's got a job. So it's like, well, I can only fight the Civil War after 5:30.
I know it's not an accurate thing, but it's like it really is the frog in the boiling water. I found out recently that's not actually what happens with a frog, but I feel like the analogy still stands.
Did you put a frog in boiling water?
No. Somebody else did.
I do with the lobsters.
I just watched it.
Did it jump out right away?
No, apparently I did read somewhere that apparently frogs will jump out.
At
the
some
whole
point
thing.
they get too hot, they'd be like, fuck this.
Yeah, apparently. But the analogy stands true of like,
right.
if you just turn up the temperature a little bit, like if all of this happens at once, maybe, but if it's like
by 1,000 cuts.
1 week everybody's talking about Charlie, the next week everybody's talking about Somalians, the next week everybody's talking about Epstein, and it's like the previous story never
It's true.
sticks around. It
true.
never compounds. It's like the new story that comes out always replaces the story from last week.
Well, and again, there's only a small percentage of people that really focus on that stuff because most people are like Mike says, they're just trying to live their daily lives. Like when you got to get up and go to work, get your kids to school or whatever, you're not just sitting in front of the TV watching the news reports about what's going on in Somalia because you got to fucking buy your groceries because you got other shit to do. You got to get to the daycare. You got to get to the orchestra concert or whatever. Like most people are just living their lives and not paying attention to that kind of stuff. And the ones that do are usually the loudest, and that's why they have time to go protest because everybody else is working and has shit to do. And then they just think, well, we'll vote and fix it. And then when you vote and it doesn't get fixed, or maybe it gets fixed a little bit, so it sort of satisfies you, and then you go back to your daily life because you don't have time to deal with everything else. It's just reality.
I can't go to the raid because I got a doctor's appointment, but I can be late for the ambush after I get out of my daughter's
Right.
volleyball match.
Right.
But nothing ever happens. Chud always wins. In the end, he always wins.
Then what's the difference between us and Colombia? So Colombia, there's armed rebel groups trying to change things.
You understand we live in the world empire, right? Like we built the bomb. Like
Well, you
there's
know
a
some
real-
Colombians, don't you?
What's that?
What's going on down there?
No, there's
got a
just
shitty president, that's
there's
what it
always been like there's so what does it take for a populace to say, you know what, no more, we're going to change something? Is it a new political system? Is it
So you got to lose something. Like here's the deal. Like I don't understand how Canada's putting up with the shit.
because it's
That's
too
it.
cold?
Yeah, it's too cold to go out and fight in a revolution.
It's-
Plus, it's hockey season, so like I'll go fight the Civil War after the Stanley Cup.
No, they just let it. Well, I think how Matt explained it is they didn't think it was going to happen.
Oh, it happened.
What, winning the hockey cup?
No, they didn't think that they were going to take their guns. They didn't think like it was kind of. I guess you should have been here because Jeff. It was interesting because he talked about how we didn't really think something was going to happen, and we gave away a little bit. We thought that there should be a discussion on gun control, and then before they knew it, they didn't have their gun rights.
Right, that's the issue. You give them the inch, they take a mile, the whole kind of thing. I mean, I'll lay down what my thoughts are, and then I'll leave it at that. The issue is, at this point, everything's too big. What I mean by that is when the country was founded, they knew this, which is why they started with individual states. Everything was supposed to be local. If the only money that goes to a daycare comes from the local people who live in that town, you're going to notice it's missing, and you're going to notice how much the money it is because it's coming like basically directly out of your pocket, and you can see what's going on. When the money starts coming from the state, it gets a little bit harder because it's a little bit closer, but you can still sort of see where things are going. You can check your local budget. You can actually go knock on the door of your local representative and say, hey, what the hell are you doing with my money? When you get into a national level, like it's just too freaking big. Like there's just nothing you can do. When senators in California or legislatures in Washington are all lefties and they're pushing people here, or the president does this. They get executive power that they're not supposed to have. We were supposed to be local governments control 99% of your life, and 1% goes to the federal government. Over time, due to the frog and the boiling pot analogy, they've slowly switched that ratio. And now 90% of your life is dictated by Washington, D.C., and not your local person. So it's impossible to keep track of $1 billion that's coming from Washington, D.C. and going to somebody in Minnesota when you're living in Sarasota, Florida. Like, you just can't do it because it's too big. So unless there's some sort of major dramatic shift to shrink everything back to the local, it's just going to get worse and worse. And you can elect a new president, but he's one guy who's dealing with this huge deep state and all these other bureaucrats or whatever. So even if you get a populist in there, like, he's stuck because the system is like this. We were never supposed to care about the president. They didn't care about the president when they created the Constitution because he was supposed to have this much power. Like, nobody gave a shit. Why do we have more people vote for the president than we do for your local mayor? Because that's where all the power is now, and it's not where it was supposed to be. So I think at this point it's too late. Like you can't turn this bus around. It is what it is. I'm not saying there's going to be a civil war. Certainly not calling for one. Legal disclaimer, not calling for civil war. But you're never going to put the genie back in the proverbial bottle, as they say, because it's just too big. You can get people in there every now and then to slow it. You could throw in a Trump randomly or whatever who might just slow it. But it's never going to go back to the way it originally was unless you have a civil war where you have now Texas versus whoever, and Florida's its own southern thing. But short of that, I don't think there's anything you can do about it. So until then, when you're dealing with trillions of dollars, you can't keep track of that. Like, the numbers are just too big for everything now.
Let me ask you this. Someone has got to sign off on that, right?
Yeah. Well, a bunch of people sign off on it.
It's not like it just happens. Like, somebody looked at paperwork and said, you know what? We should give this daycare $1 billion.
Well, it wasn't one daycare. It was a grant of $1 billion that came to the state of Minnesota to decide who to give it to in all these individual
How many people live in Minnesota? Like 7?
No, it's more than that, but right.
9?
But again, that's where the earmark stuff comes from. That's where the back scratching. That's what I'm trying to
Nobody
tell you.
noticed? $1 billion.
Who didn't notice? You're acting like everything was a
your fault,
secret
Jeff.
and nobody knew about it. Like, everybody noticed this. It took an independent news reporter to walk in with his camera,
Not an
and blow
independent
the
new-
whole thing
not
wide
an
open,
independent
because that's
news-
what happens.
It was a YouTuber.
Well, that's what I mean. It's independent, but yeah. So, like, nobody from the Washington Times went in there and is going to investigate that because they're all in on the shit. So
Right. That's
nobody's
my
saying that.
point.
But nobody's saying nobody noticed it. Everybody's saying there were probably hundreds of thousands of people that knew about it. But they were also getting money put in their pocket. So who are they going to call? This is what I'm saying. It's too big. It's too much money. There's too many people. So you're never going to fix that
It's
situation.
got to be a paper trail, right? It's got to be
And
like,
that's what they're finally getting into.
Pete
yeah.
signed here because he
course.
got it from Susie. Susie got it from Al, right? It's going to go up there and say,
Right,
this
but
guy's at the top. He
they're
said
all in on
Minnesota
it.
should get $1 billion to feed kids.
But they're all in on it.
I know. It shouldn't be that hard to find.
Who said? Nobody says it's hard to find.
That's
you gotta
what-
want to look and you gotta want to do something about it. That's the issue.
The doing
I
something
got a
about
doctor's
it part,
appointment.
The
We'll
doing
see.
something about it part really just never happens, does it?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Like, it feels like
Everybody
every
knows
week-
about it, but nobody's gonna do anything about
But
it.
didn't the FBI go into a couple of these daycares after?
Well, they're going
these-
door to door
It's a
now
fucking
and knocking
photo
on
op.
and saying,
Yeah.
"Where's all your fucking kids?" Right.
a photo op.
So they're gonna end up
Who's learning?
arresting 30 Somalians who live in a house that have these
Yeah, true.
daycares, and they're going to go, look, we investigated the fraud, we stopped it. Look, we throw these 30 or 50 people in prison. Now let's move on to the Super Bowl on February 28th and see who wins. Like, that's what happens.
yeah.
Confiscated
Super
that
Bowl.
Bentley.
Like, they're not going to arrest Jill and Mike and Dave and Joe. They're not going to do that.
And
Maybe
definitely not
Jill
the guy
at the
at the
bottom
top.
goes to jail because,
Nobody likes
somebody's
Jill
gotta go to
because
jail. Right, but they're
she
not
has stinky
they're
candles.
not doing this.
Yeah, it's
Why
over.
would they do that?
They're in prison. It's over now. Don't worry about the
Right.
fact that half of the GDP of Somalia comes from Minnesota. It's not talking about that.
I don't think it's half.
$1
It's almost half. It's 43%.
It's not more than half?
budget. Like, it's not. It's
only-
nobody cares.
The 43% of the GDP of Somalia, maybe 40 some. It's 40 something percent of the GDP of Somalia comes from Minnesota.
So does it have anything to do with Ilan Omar?
I'm sure it has.
I mean,
everything.
No, I'm sure she's
There's
in that.
allegations about it.
Is that
or
just a
whatever, I'm sure.
coincidence that
Her and her brother, husband, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
the fiery? What is she? A senator?
A criminal.
No,
That's
she's
what
a
fucking
congressman.
Yes. So
Representative.
is it just
Is. Congressman or communist? Which one?
is it just coincidence that Ilhan Omar is from Minnesota and they bilked the United States government out of actually the United States taxpayer?
No, I'm
out
sure
of
she's a
$1 billion?
true patriot.
She loves America.
Who doesn't hate her? Well, besides people in Minnesota.
All the people in her district apparently think she's great because she gets voted in like
Because they get a
80%
fucking $1
They
billion.
get $1 billion.
That has a lot to do with it. Correct. You're welcome to the system.
God damn.
Why do you think Nancy Pelosi kept getting elected all those years? Because they kept bringing all the money back to San Francisco. Even though
Well,
it
because she was
shithole.
great.
Because
Nancy
she's good
Pelosi.
at picking stocks.
It's just what happens.
She was just
Welcome
she
to
was
the
wonderful.
Again, welcome to the system.
Nice rack.
Have you looked at
Grandma's rack.
That one? Oh, here.
No, I haven't looked at it. I don't want to look at it.
Omar said nice rack.
I know. I don't want to look at it.
There's a whole rap song about it. It's great.
Really?
Not Nancy Pelosi's rack.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like there's a
Yes.
excitement about 2026?
No.
Dread.
Excitement from
Really?
who? You mean just the year in general, or the election, or
No, just a lot of
laws
people-
changing?
Just a lot of people seem to be looking forward
Think we're
to
going to
it.
turn the page, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what I'm kind of hoping. Maybe some stuff will finally just fucking change.
It'll be interesting.
We got this daycare thing happening. Everything. Maybe
Nothing ever happens.
no, nothing ever.
No,
That's
'cause
what I'm kind of hoping for.
here's what's gonna happen.
2006.
I think it's statistically, it's probably clear that they're going to lose the House, like they usually do. And then guess what's going to happen once that happens?
Nothing gets done.
Impeachment after impeachment
Yeah.
after impeachment after impeachment after impeachment. Like nothing's going to happen.
Yep.
His time is going to be until 2026. So most presidents usually have the first 2 years before the House always switch, because statistically speaking, that's what happens, and the polls seem to be trending that way again. So once 2026 comes, and if he loses the House, he's going to be a lame duck because he can't run again, and he's going to have people that want to impeach him on the other side. So nothing's going to happen.
So, do you think when the presidential candidate debates start going off in what year? 2028.
No, the election's in
27.
2028, so it'd be like 27.
So, do you think the debates, when they start happening for the Republicans, do you think they will say things like, "We do not support American dollars going to Israel," or "We support the defense of Israel"?
There will be no debate. They're just going to install JD.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. It'll be interesting to see.
It's part of a plan.
It'll be interesting to see how many people stay on the MAGA train and how many people like jump off the MAGA train.
Well, they're just going to do what they did with Kamala to JD Vance. Like it's JD Vance is going to be the
Usually, that's usually what happens is the vice president becomes the nominee.
Is his platform going to be pro-Israel, or is something going to change that way?
You need money to run for president.
Americans have money. Not enough.
This is where we get to the spicy part.
I mean, we have to. No person running on the Republican ticket, I think, next time is. I mean, there's going to be some serious questions that have to be answered. No one's gonna support a candidate who's taking money from AIPAC.
Yeah, great sentiment.
don't think
Nothing
that's
ever
true.
happens.
You don't think
think-
that's true?
Yeah.
I think they should run Hegseth. Instead of being the MAGA, it could just say, fuck it.
Okay.
Did you see that guy's push-up or pull-ups?
Why?
They're not real pull-ups.
I don't care what you say about him.
I like the guy. I got
The
no
man's
problem
a
with it.
stud, and he doesn't give a shit. And that's why I said that.
You don't
he
think
shouldn't
that?
be
But see,
Secretary of
he's
War.
going to be on number one list of being impeached if they take over the House.
Because he's a rocket
Right.
side.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're gonna impeach Bondi, which most people probably don't care about that, but like it's just gonna be up and down the board. So 27, I think isn't gonna be based on anything that's happening right now. There's so many things that's gonna happen in the next year and a half. They won't be debating about Israel. They'll be debating about either some new war or some new impeachment or some AI video that came out or something. Like what they're talking about today ain't going to be on the topic in
Did you guys
2027.
see
That's
the
always what happens.
Epstein AI video?
Which one?
The one of him trying to kill himself?
There's infinite of those,
Who?
man.
JD Vance?
No, there was Epstein. He was like,
Oh,
this.
yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah. They
Like,
said they had
where
video
was
of him
this- where
trying
did
to
this
hang
come
himself
from?
in his cell. Yeah.
Because they said there was no video.
Yeah, the video, the camera shut off. I don't know why.
It came back on.
That
a
shit
little
always
later.
happens. Yeah, it came back on after he was dead. And everybody was out of the cell.
I hear your point of thinking that JD Vance will just be installed, but I don't. I mean, I think once debate season starts, like there's going to be a lot of people saying I don't support this.
Money talks a lot louder than.
Well, yeah. I don't know if he'll be installed, but there's certainly historically the vice president usually automatically steps in that spot, like a Gore, W. Bush. Like it's usually what happens. Like it's typical the way that it comes in. It's very rare that somebody who's not the vice president doesn't automatically step into the nomination. It's probably going to happen, but we'll see.
I think a lot of Americans are getting sick and tired of our monies being given overseas, and I think that
it's also being given in Minnesota. Like fucking shit's going everywhere.
Yeah, like
we didn't know about that, but this is like our money going to Israel. We know about. It's not, Are you getting seven? Are you getting $7,000 a post?
No, I'm not getting anything.
That's the going rate.
I'm not anti-Israel. I'm not saying we should give them billions of dollars or whatever, but like I'm not one of these people. I'm not Candace Owens. I'll fucking tell you that right now. I don't think they had anything to do with killing Charlie Kirk or anything. And I don't believe you leave any kind of conspiracy crap. We send them money, yeah, but we also send money to China. Like, why the hell are we sending money to China? Like, all of it's stupid. I don't think the Jews run the world, though. And I think they are the only democracy in the Middle East Israel, that's our allies. So
complain about giving it to the Taliban. Like, that's what you should be fucking complaining about.
Yeah, of course we complain about that.
Right.
Ooh, look at Omar.
You should either be like you should either say we don't give money to anybody, or we give money to everybody, or you pick and choose your allies versus your non-allies. Like I don't like singling out countries just because you don't like their politics or you don't like their religion or their people or whatever. Like if it's strategic, give them money. If it's not strategic, don't give them money.
It's not strategic.
When they're the only democracy in the Middle East that's on our side, and they can keep Iran and all those other places in check without us sending our own troops over there, I'm sort of okay with it.
Yep.
I think Omar and I would disagree.
I'm sure you do. A lot of people do, obviously.
Probably.
But I think Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a crazy transgender-loving guy who got a lucky shot off.
With a 30-06?
Yeah, all you gotta do is hit somebody with it, and you're pretty much good.
Yeah, but why didn't it evaporate his neck?
It looked pretty bad.
Right, it looked pretty evaporated to me.
It was
and
just
it doesn't have to be a direct through. It could have bounced. Didn't you say it bounced off his plate?
No, but it did. It just hit him in the neck and went down.
No, it hit him in the neck, and then it went to his vertebrae and allegedly went down and then lodged there.
This is something that I want to ask about.
Good.
So obviously, it's like the big question you keep asking. Was it a 30-06? Let's say it wasn't. What's the conspiracy there? Did they plant the wrong gun?
I don't know.
I want to see the logical conclusion to that theory, because I've been hearing it a lot of that definitely wasn't a 30-06. So I want to know, does that mean they accidentally shot him with the wrong gun? Does that mean they accidentally planted the wrong caliber rifle? Where does that lead? Let's say it wasn't a 30-06. Let's say he got shot in the neck by a 223. What's the play there? You think the guys that orchestrated this public execution fucked up the plant gun?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
Well, what's the motive?
I just don't see any way where it's nobody's been able to explain it to me so far, and I'm open to suggestions.
That's why, right. There's got to be a reason.
How is it easier to just not have him shot from that roof? It's the whole Occam's razor thing. It's
if you're going to do a conspiracy shooting, why do you have videos of the guy up on the roof? Why are you allowing people in the audience to see him and videotaping him and call in? And then the guy gets shot, gets caught. None of this conspiracy part makes any sense to me. And then again, I don't know what a motive would be. It doesn't benefit anybody to kill him. I mean, what's the theory with Israel? He was going to come out and say, stop sending money to Israel. So they murdered him in front of the cameras for everybody to see.
That'll teach him.
How many people come out and say, stop sending money to Israel? I don't understand. I don't have a motive for why Charlie Kirk, of all people, would be killed. I can understand a motive of a crazy leftist who loves his boyfriend / girlfriend.
I don't know. Make sure you use proper.
And so he just shoots him with a lucky shot. And it's not even that lucky of a shot. I think most people with minimal training could probably aim for center mass and get lucky.
It was
with a bullet.
42 yards.
How'd he get the rifle up there?
He took it apart.
Right, it was in his bag.
So that guy put that rifle together in 60 seconds and got that shot off.
He just screwed it together.
He was like it's an old school Mauser. And
but then what is your theory? Okay. There was an actual sniper up on the roof with a really set up sniper thing that nobody caught on camera, nobody saw. They didn't find any evidence to support.
He was aiming
that guy,
for his jugular.
But why?
That's my favorite.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand.
This is this is my disconnect. My disconnect isn't even in the motive, because let's say there is a motive. Let's say 100% like there's a plan. They have to kill him. Let's say the motive's all clear. How is it easier to hide another shooter and still have a guy capable of shooting him from there up there, just not have him be the one that pulled the trigger so that somebody else can? How does that make it easier? That's what I'm trying to wrap my mind
Maybe he
around.
was getting ready, and the guy shot him, and he was like, "Oh shit, I better get out of here."
There's a movie about that.
There you go.
It could have been.
Well,
I mean,
that's the shooter movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
it could have been. It could have been an electric charge. It could have been a different gun. It could have been an explosion.
But how is that easier than just the guy that's already on the roof with a rifle shooting him?
Because you never have just one guy shooting at somebody. Have multiple.
Okay.
In case the first guy misses.
So let's say...
Well, that's if you're a tactical person, but if you're just a crazy dude...
He's just a crazy dude.
So was that guy in on it, or was he a patsy?
I don't know. All I know is that it wasn't a
What we call
30-06.
speculation.
Let's go full maroon shirt. Like, fucking...
What does maroon shirt mean?
Maroon shirt, Bridget McCrone's a dude. Let's go all the way, right?
Bridget McCrone probably is a dude.
Yeah.
Let's go all the way. So you get a guy to go on the roof with a rifle to not take the shot so that you can have another dude who's already planted somewhere
Somewhere that
to
you
take
can't
the
be seen.
shot.
Right.
Was he ever seen on the roof with the rifle?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen videos. And
Have you seen? Have you with the actual rifle?
I'm pretty sure I have.
There's
I mean, I'll
no.
Google it,
Then where'd the shot come from?
There's videos of somebody running off the roof.
What
And allegedly-
caliber do you think it is?
I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
it's
It
not
could be.
30-06.
It's not 30-06.
Do you think somebody shot him, or was there a plant on his? Because a lot of people are being like, "Oh, his microphone had an explosive thing in it, so it was his microphone, not a bullet."
Don't know. It might have been technology. I don't have a lot of understanding.
Wow, now we're really getting into.
Right, but why do we kill him?
I don't know.
Like your whole story right now is, I don't know. Right?
No, my whole story is that
The evidence of the conspiracy is that there's no evidence.
the evidence of conspiracy is that a 30-06 doesn't do that. 30-06 destroys a neck.
Well, no, you're the ex-military firearm guy.
I never shot anybody with a 30. I never shot anybody, but I never shot anything with a 30-06.
Why did your let's say your wife cheats on you, something like that.
Yep.
All right. You have proof that your wife, like, you know that your wife did it.
Then you don't have proof.
Why did she do it? Well, let's say she came back pregnant.
Well, but motives matter for things like conspiracies, not for cheating. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Why?
Who said?
Why?
Hold on, because motives matter for a conspiracy. If you want to prove a conspiracy, there has to be a reason for the conspiracy. Otherwise, you've got no conspiracy. Like, there has to be a reason for them to continue to say we landed on the moon when we didn't. Like, there's no benefit to doing that anymore, or NASA faking that the Earth is round and not flat. To what fucking benefit? Like, there's got to be a reason for a conspiracy to exist. So, if
it's the government.
If a 30-06 wouldn't do this,
Yeah.
why switch the calibers then?
What do you mean why switch calibers?
Well, if he was shot with a 223, if you're the conspiracy person and you're framing this guy on the roof, why does he not have a 223? So that you can go, look, his rifle matches the bullet that we found in the
what I'm
body,
wondering.
so it matches up. Like, why give him the wrong fucking gun?
That's all I want to know, because I don't have an opinion.
Why
one
would
way
the
or other.
FBI come out and claim it's a 38.6? Because they know it's a 223 because they found the bullet in his stomach. Because then people are going to go, you can't do that with a 30-06. Why wouldn't the conspirators just say, here's a 223 rifle we found in his backpack?
Because his grandpa didn't have a 223 rifle. His grandpa had an old Mauser.
But then he's in
Yeah,
on,
but they should've
but if he's in
gave
on
him
this
one.
conspiracy, the fucking government would give him
okay.
a 223. Israel would give him a 223. Why would you give him the 06 to plant on the roof or in his backpack, but you're going to shoot him with sniper number 2 with a 223?
This is not
on.
an adequate representation of what Omnia Energy Drink can do.
This is my normal. You should see me in trial. This is what I do when the people are on the stand.
Like,
He reaches back for it.
Explain this to me.
this is what's going on.
A judge told me a couple weeks ago I should take yoga.
You got all this science, like spy stuff going in this to make it happen, and then they give the guy the wrong fucking gun to plant in the woods. Like, you don't think somebody thought about that?
No.
Like,
Wow. Worst
yeah, I'm sure.
conspirators on
I'm
the
sure
planet.
it's the right caliber. Just have them tumbler lean it up against a tree where they can find it.
I could tell you my my theory on motive, but I don't want to do that.
Well, sir, we'd like to frame Jimmy for it, but his dad doesn't have the right caliber. So what are we
That's all
gonna
right.
do?
I mean,
They don't notice.
Tell Grandpa to shut up. And don't tell Grandpa to call and turn himself in because he's part of the conspiracy. Like,
have you ever seen anything? Okay, I get your rationale, but have you ever seen anything shot with a 30-06?
No. I'll honestly say that.
Yeah.
Okay, go
blows up.
Go look at ballistic test when you shoot a 30-06. There's videos out there of somebody doing plenty of shots.
Hold on. Let me just explain something to you.
What, bullets do funny things like back in...
Bullets do funny things.
Sure.
All right. Do you remember about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, with a guy got shot by the gangbanger with a 44 Magnum? The kid popped up through a sunroof and just shot the guy behind him. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't remember it.
It hit him right in the forehead. Okay? And then the bullet split in half and went around his skull and came out behind his ears.
That's 44 Magnum.
44 Magnum.
This is 30-06.
Most powerful handgun in the world.
Have you considered that he aimed high, it went around the world, came back, and didn't have the velocity to rupture
At
his
that
neck?
point. Stop. That could happen. Or
Could happen.
Or he missed and they shot him with another caliber.
You know, the ISS is just constantly falling. They have gravity where the ISS is. The reason they're all floating is because it's constantly falling around the Earth. Did you know that?
No, I did not know.
Yeah. It's not. They're not high enough to where there's no gravity. They're in. You know.
They just keep falling off the side.
They just keep falling around the Earth over and over. And because you know how when planes start falling, you start floating up, the gravity goes away. That's what the ISS does. Maybe that's what the bullet did. It just went around the Earth, caught the perfect drift.
It's not funny.
Okay.
It's not funny, and it's a.
Look, offended.
What do you know? I know that's not a fucking 30-06.
Okay.
Right?
That's what I'm asking.
There's no fucking way a 30-06 did that to a neck. It doesn't. Talk to anybody who's shot things at length.
Let's agree. So what happened?
Right.
Second shooter with a 223?
No idea.
Microphone gun?
No idea.
So what you're saying, it's a smaller caliber.
No, yeah, I'm saying I don't know enough with conviction to say what else was it. The only thing I do know is that it wasn't a 30-06.
All right.
Okay, and I do know the only people that have the ability to kill somebody like that would be a government.
Okay, but once again,
Okay, I don't know. I'm not going to say why on here on this platform. I'm not going to say my theory of who did it or why they did it, but I will say that there's no way it was a fucking 30-06, and the only people that can do something like that can pull something like that off is the government, whether it's ours or somebody else's.
then why did they screw up the 30-06?
It's not my. I don't know that.
Maybe they did it on purpose to sow the
don't know.
discourse.
I don't know that, but I know that that's not what 30-06 does. I've seen enough 30-06 shot into things.
All right. Well,
I've talked to enough people who shot people with high caliber rifles and
How did we get
animals
on
and
this
shit.
topic? Did I start this topic?
You did.
I may have.
wait, no more of that for you.
Jump in the way
Yeah,
back.
no more of that for you. But it's all right. I mean, it's
But it's like this, Will. There was a SF guy, right? I think he was like Guamanian, U.S. Special Forces in Vietnam. He got shot, like I can't remember how many times with an AK. He's a Medal of Honor winner.
Okay.
Or you don't win it, you're awarded
Recipient.
it. Yeah, recipient. Thank you. All right. He actually died, came back to life in the body bag. All right. They put him on a helicopter. He gets off the helicopter. He's bayoneted like 11 times or something like that. Shot something stupid like 19 times with an AK.
okay.
Do you know anybody else on the planet that could actually live through being shot 19 times with a 7.62 by 39?
Yeah, there's that one guy who was in the global war on terrorism. He just recently died. He got shot I think that he got shot more than that
But he lived.
and lived.
All right. Do you ever see what a 7.62 by 39 will do to anything when it hits it?
Absolutely.
Then how can you say that these guys got shot that many times and lived through it?
Because there's evidence of that person there's evidence of the person being shot and living through it.
I know, but what you're
And
saying,
what does their tissue look like after being shot?
like it's like
It
this.
does. It's 30-06 doesn't fucking do a little hole like that, dude.
Neither does 7.62 by 39, right? But my point is that these two people, we have two things that should not be true. Like, they should not live through this. They are the luckiest people. I mean, they're badass. Obviously, they're like, fuck you, I'm fucking not dying. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But how can you say that they lived through being shot that many times with a 7.62 by 39? That's the same point. You're saying that 30-06 destroy shit, so doesn't 7.62 by 39. And I understand that 30-06 is more powerful than the 7.62, right? But they shot like 19 times or whatever, however many times.
Was he shot in the neck?
He might have been.
Probably not.
You know about Samuel Whitmore?
Was that the guy I'm talking about?
No. This is a Revolutionary War guy. Back in 1775, Samuel Whitmore is in his house.
Is there any video of this?
Oh no, but this is like the greatest story of all time. This is the most American, like, eagle screech story ever. American guy during the Revolutionary War. He's at his house. He looks outside. There's 1,000 fucking British coming. He grabs his rifle. He grabs 2 of his pistols. He goes outside. He shoots one of them. Drops his rifle. Pulls out his pistols. Shoots another 1 or 2, and then they proceed to shoot him in the face. Shoot him a bunch more times. Go up to his body. Bayonet him repeatedly, then start beating him up with a club. They kill him, leave. Hours later, more Americans come over and they find him still on the ground trying to reload his musket. The guy ended up living till he was 96. That's the coolest fucking story ever. Samuel Whitmore. More people should know that name. That's America. The dude got shot in the face, probably shot like 14 times, bayoneted like 80 times, and then they found him reloading his musket 3 hours later. Guy's badass. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Good little segue.
It does.
America.
It does have something because some things just aren't the same.
Well, and I'm just I try to Google what the.
Is it AI? Because we ain't
No,
falling
it's
for that
regular
shit.
Google. I'm just gonna read a comment on one of these things. I'm not
Regular Google is AI.
accurate or whatever, but it's similar to what Mike said. Somebody was like, "Look, this just shows you that's a longish but pretty routine distance and caliber for elk hunting. I've seen wild, variable impact results. There are just so many factors that contribute to the specific outcome, including, of course, how many grains of powder and the type of point. I've seen bullets come out the same way they entered. I've seen little blood, spraying blood. I've seen them stop shallow or pierce all the way through the body. I've seen the bullet fragment, deform, or stay intact. Picked almost new bullets out or gone searching for tiny silvers. Bone, like Charlie Kirk's spine, will do crazy things. I've seen elk drop on the spot or run miles. You're expecting a very specific, predictable outcome based on your Googling and without even knowing a lot of the factors present in this particular case. Nothing about this result is surprising." So he's basically saying the same thing, that bullets do crazy
weird
shit. You can shoot a 30-06 in an elk or a person, and one person will go all the way through. The next person it could fragment and go somewhere else.
Elk's a little
the
different than human.
It could explode. Well, but I'm just saying, in general, bullets do different stuff.
It's a little different. Like, you can't say.
I agree with both of you.
It's a little.
You're both right, but
So tell me
That's
about
But I'm not saying elk compared to humans. I'm saying bullets, if you're expecting a person to get shot with a type of caliber, and every person you shoot, depending on grain, distance, bone density, how fat the person is or whatever, that the outcome is going to look exactly the same with every person. I'm not a firearms expert like the rest of you guys are, but I know that's not fucking how guns work. So just to make a blanket statement of a 30-06 could never do that in a human body, I don't believe it based on my knowledge, as limited as it is, on how firearms work.
I agree with both of you because 1, 30-06 should blow shit up, all right? Yeah. But 2, that doesn't mean it's going to. That's the only thing.
To clarify, Will, I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I just want to know what that means. Like, what's the play there?
Right.
Like, genuinely, I could be 100% convinced that it's not.
We don't know.
You could convince me right now that it wasn't and it was some government agency. I just don't see how it, like, I don't see as in not saying I won't believe it. Just like, I'm agnostic about the issue.
Okay, well then, all right.
What is the play with it being the wrong caliber?
Why would the government let Minnesota be bilked out of the taxpayers
Money.
via
Because they're in money in their pocket.
money? All right,
They're in on it.
So the government's pocketing $1 billion. There's black agencies in the government.
individual
Planting the wrong gun?
Individual people.
Politicians are pocketing the money.
Why are the politicians then? So why are the politicians letting El Shabbat get the money?
Because they don't care.
You think it's just because they don't care? It's the same thing. You
They're
don't know
getting their own
You
money.
don't know the fucking answer.
How's it going to affect us?
You don't know the answer.
I know the answer. They're greedy. They're stealing from.
And how is your answer any different than my answer? You don't really know. You don't know. You're just saying that. Oh, the politicians are great. Okay, what politician? You're saying fucking.
Well, there's got to be a list of them.
Waltz, whose ever name's on the
I haven't
thing.
looked it up yet, but
All politicians, really.
It's a variable that you don't really know. What I know is by
30-6 don't do that to people's
Doesn't
body,
do
but I
that.
don't think you know that.
Ooh.
People can disagree.
I'm
I'm never opposed to people asking
agree with
questions.
Let's go out to the
agree
range
with
and
both.
fucking
I'm
shoot
never
and
opposed
shoot
to
some.
people asking questions. It's
Let's
just
go get a fucking a rump roast or something and go shoot 30-06.
well, rump roast isn't the same as a person,
It's thicker.
right? So, like,
thicker.
how's
Let's
that going
see-
to prove anything?
Let's see what
You
it
got
does.
to create the exact conditions that happen in that case, and if you want to do the scientific method, you have to create the exact conditions of that case and do it over and over again to see what kind of results you get. And if you do that over and over again, and in every instance it blows the person's head off because of how big the caliber is, we can have a different conversation. But until something like that happens, I don't think you can just make blatant statements about a 30-06 would never do that to somebody's body. And the only thing I'll say
not the
about
only
it is,
one.
I don't care about asking questions. People can always ask questions, but what it always annoys me about conspiracy theorists is that's what they do. They ask a question, and you say, "Well, what's the point?" I'm just asking questions. I don't need to know who killed him. I don't need to know what rifle was done. I don't need to know why they would switch to 30-06 with the regular 223. I'm just asking questions, man. Why am I allowed to ask questions? Well, you can't just fucking ask questions. You got to have your answers to go with it, or you got to have logic or reason behind it. Otherwise, you're just asking questions. And I don't think people should just ask questions if they don't know the answer to it. That's rule number one in law school.
put that down.
Don't ask the question unless you know the answer.
Can you got some tea?
Absolutely. That's all.
Here, by all
I think
means.
the poor guy's wife
Are you
was.
serious?
I think the poor guy's wife was widowed. His kids were orphaned because some crazy guy
Have that one too.
didn't like what he said about his man girlfriend.
They were
I think that's the easier, most obvious explanation, and anything
can
other
have
than
it. Go
that
ahead.
is just
No, we can't.
just too much. I can't have another one, man. I'll fly off the walls.
That's okay. We got tape rolling, man.
Setting that aside, I'll be happy to go to the range and shoot 30-06.
Okay.
That would be a great episode. Let's go out there and shoot some 30-06 video.
I tried to get Eric and Omar to do it. They wouldn't do it.
No, man, that's
Why not?
no. I'm not doing that. I'm not recreating his death.
I'm not,
Not
We're
about
not
recreating
recreating
it.
that.
I just want to shoot and see
You're
some ballistics.
recreating ballistics.
Yeah.
you're recreating ballistics.
I don't think it
Omar
would
wouldn't do it.
improve
Hold on, we don't even
one
know
way or
what-
the other, but
We
I'm
don't
always
even
up
know
for
what type
range
of round
time.
it was. We don't know the grain. We
Yeah,
don't
where's
know
the bullet?
It's
That's the
somewhere.
issue is it's not even a
Something got the
30-06
bullet.
can have different. Is it a hollow point? Is it not a hollow point? Does it have higher grain, lower grain? I don't know.
If it's the ammo from fucking World War I, it's probably different. You know.
It is some old thing he pulled out of a closet.
So where did MGT come back from? Like what is MGT?
Manatee Gun Talk.
Talk, correct. It used to
I
be.
thought it was Manatee Gun Trader.
Well, that's until they got in trouble on Facebook.
Yeah. No, it used to be originally back in the day, it was a group called Manasota Gun Traders, where before Zuckerberg went all crazy on the site, you used to be able to go on there and sell guns to each other. So it was originally a Facebook page for gun sellers. You go on there, hey, I'm selling whatever. They message you how much
Facebook
you want for it or
marketplace
whatever.
for guns.
It was a marketplace for private sales, which are legal in Florida. We don't have a registration or anything like that. So it was a place for private sales. Then Zuckerberg came out with all his gun rules and we're like, nope, you can't sell guns on my platform anymore, all this kind of stuff. And so we had to switch it from Manasota Gun Traders to Manasota Gun Talk. Now it's just a social page for like-minded Second Amendment people who want to go on there and share YouTube videos, talk
So
about guns.
there's a page again.
Yeah, well, it never
the
went
same
away as a
page.
page. It's still a page. It's always been the page. It's never gone down. It's like it goes dormant. It's like everything else in the Second Amendment community. When a bunch of Second Amendment crazy stuff is going on, people talk about it. People go on pages. They react. They do YouTube videos.
So there's a group on
they come
Facebook.
Shop. Then when it slows down,
is
it
it an
slows
active
down.
group?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's an active group called Manasota Gun Talk.
correct. It's MGT is what it's short for.
MGT.
Manasota Gun Talk. It's sort of based locally here, but anybody, it's Facebook page. So we have members that are all over the place. But it
And
started
you're a
out as
member?
locals.
You're a member, and so's Mike.
Well, anybody can be. It's not necessarily a member. It's a
Dean,
a
are you a
Facebook
member?
Group, so you follow
No,
the
I'm not a member.
you follow the page, and we let you into the group.
That's
It's
it.
not an exclusive like thing where you have to pay.
I tried
dues
to
or
find it
anything
on
like that.
Facebook. I couldn't find it.
No, it's still there.
It is hard to find because I tried to find it.
That's probably the Facebook.
I'll send you the link.
That's probably the
Shadow
Facebook
ban.
algorithm.
They
you
fucking
know
blocked me.
Not you.
No, they didn't.
The whole page.
No, that's probably a Facebook algorithm thing or whatever. But it's on there. You just type in Manasota Gun Talk, it'll come up.
Okay, hold
So
on.
it's just a local page for like-minded people. It's a social media thing, just like other.
And
social
you
media
guys are
things.
throwing a shindig for it.
Shindig.
Yes.
Shindig. Explain your shindig.
We're having a dinner.
You're having a dinner.
We're going to get a group together, right? So, like, this is a group of like-minded people
Okay.
to come down to the Emporium, have a dinner, get some tours. Going to sample the friggin' simulator.
I'm sorry. You're going to sample the simian.
There it is.
Sample the
Right?
simulator.
Give some prizes away, stuff like that.
Do you know what the simian is, Dean?
Yeah, is the big screen?
No, the simian is that thing that chicks can ride.
Oh, no.
Is that what that thing's called?
The simian, yeah.
That weird, like, sexual
Yeah. You guys have a simian.
bull riding thing?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You're like,
We're not going to have one of those.
You're not going to have one of those.
no, definitely. You can't sample that.
I'll call it the stimulator. It's the
that's-
simulator.
the stimulator.
That's been said improperly a couple of
That
times.
was you.
I'm not. I didn't say who said it.
Oh,
I just
okay,
said
okay.
sometimes it's called the stimulator, but it stimulates things.
It does
It can
stimulate.
stimulate your brain and your fingers and everything else like that. So yes, we used to, as you know, Will, like we'd always have a Christmas party every year, an MGT Christmas party. People would bring toys. We would donate to the charities. We'd have firearm giveaways, 50-50s. We'd have food. And it was a Christmas party. And then sort of COVID hit. So like we couldn't have Christmas parties for a couple of years because of all the COVID stuff. And then we sort of lost our locations. We had some members that owned restaurants, so they would let us use their restaurant, and then they either closed or moved or whatever. So we were sort of running low on locations. And then this year, with Self-Defense Emporium being open up, you've been there, it's a huge facility. They got lots of space. They have a huge parking lot outside. So we decided to have it there this year. We couldn't organize it all in time for Christmas with everybody's schedule and everything else. So we basically moved it to January. It's January 10th. And we're just calling it an MGT appreciation dinner, a VIP SDE tour. It doesn't really have a name. It's just a chance to have a dinner for everybody to sort of get back together and hang out. So we got it.
Are there
it's being
active
catered.
members? Like, how many people do you expect to come?
Well, right now we have 50 tickets for sale on Eventbrite. We can open that up to hire people, but we set it based on space and everything else. We set it at 50.
How many
people.
tickets have you sold?
Right now we're up to 17, 18, something like that. But it
Oh,
just
that's
went
fucking
live.
awesome.
It just went live like a week ago, Christmas Eve. We put it up there. So everybody's sort of been busy with the holidays. So we set it. You've been to those again. You've been to those before. Sometimes we get hundreds of people at those.
Many times.
But this time we just kind of set it as like, again, almost like an exclusive sort of thing or whatever. You got to go on Eventbrite and buy your ticket. It's $12. We have a caterer coming. Sean Hilton's a friend of ours, a friend of the thing. And
how
that's
can
it.
someone find the link to Eventbrite?
So if you just go to well, first off, you can go to the MGT Facebook page and we have the link on there, or you can just go to Eventbrite and type in MGT dinner. I think or message me and I can send it to you directly, but it's just called
I'll put it up on my Facebook page, too.
yeah, it's just called the OG MGT dinner at
Dean
Self-Defense
is-
Emporium. So
Yeah, I want to see it. I do want to see this.
Google any of those on there and it'll
found it.
pop up.
Did you?
Yeah, I found
Yeah,
it.
it's on there. Just
No, I found
follow.
the
You don't
group.
have to be, again, we don't charge money to be a membership or whatever. It's just a membership thing. So we're
You
going to have
to-
food.
You can't see anything unless you join the group.
Right. You got to join, and then
a
we just
private
approve
group.
you. I'm an administrator, though, so I'll approve you.
Mike, are
do
you
what want
admin
to.
too? There's 10,000 members.
Yeah.
I'm not admin.
It's a big group.
I'm just a member.
And I still post, I post my YouTube videos on there when I do YouTube about the law changing. Shops are always free to go on there and post their stuff or whatever. Like, nobody cares about that. So anyway, regardless of MGT, it's a lot to do with Self-Defense Emporium. We want to get people to go to the Emporium. We're going to do a simulator contest. You can sign up and do the contest. If you win, you get a prize. We're giving away free hours on the simulator. We're going to be giving away some firearms for free, some ammunition, some accessories like we always did back in the day. You can still bring a toy and we'll give away tickets. We're doing a
Omar, are you
50-50
down
charity.
for the contest?
You're number 4.
Still?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Look
If
at
you
that.
let me if you let me give myself carpal tunnel, I'd be higher. I'm just saying.
Well, you got another chance at
I'm
it.
sorry I care about you.
He had to cut me off like 8 separate times, and I kept convincing her to let me go again, and he kept cutting me off because I couldn't beat him.
Literally had to take the gun out
That's
of
from
him.
it, man.
Like,
That thing's
physically
addictive, too.
remove it from it. No. He's doing this. I'm like, give me the gun. I'm good. I
can be
play a
faster.
lot of
I
video
can be
games. I'm
faster.
like, give me the fucking gun.
I'll give you faster.
Like, if you guys want to go to the dinner, we'll pay for you guys.
Right, yeah.
So
You
when's
guys don't have to tell us how many you want to come. We'll get your tickets for you.
When's the
or
last
whatever,
time
so.
you did the dinner? Like when's the last time there was an MGT event?
There was a Christmas dinner in 2023 because it was the charity that year was for breast cancer because my wife was still alive at that particular time. So the charity was for breast cancer. So we gathered up all the money for that. That was 2023. Then in 2024, the place we had was at a guy's property. It was a real nice property out in Parrish. The hurricanes came, wrecked the shit out of his property. So we couldn't do it again in 2024. And then now it's 2025. We couldn't get it in time. So December of 2023 was the last one that we had. And we did it every Christmas. We just, again, we lost the facility because of the hurricane. And then this year we couldn't get it organized by Christmas. So we're doing it in January instead.
And are you taking toys this year?
Yeah, you can still bring toys because it doesn't have to be for Toys for Tots. There's homeless shelters. There's battered. Mostly this year's probably going to go to the battered, like Spark, the battered spouse or family rescue centers because they take the families and the children in while they're going through the divorce with the abusive people or whatever. So they have toys and facilities for the children. So we're still going to give the toys to those charities as well. The money will go to all those charities. Nothing goes into our pocket. The $12 is mostly for the food. So we have the caterer coming, Sean Hilton. It's going to be barbecue brisket, barbecue pork, mashed potatoes, beans, rolls, drinks or whatever. So it's $12. You get a full meal. And most of that just goes to him. Any money we raise from the 50-50 or buying tickets will go to the charity. And then the toys will all go to the charity as well.
So this is something you organize.
Yeah, basically.
It sounds like you're like the force behind it.
I'm putting it together. Jeff Norris is in charge of MTT. He's helping me put it together. And then, of course, Self-Defense Emporium. Big shout out for them. They gave us the location. They're donating the hours for some of the giveaways. We're also checking with other stores that want to help with giveaways or whatever. So we're going to give away as much as we can to generate money for the charity and just sort of get everybody back together again because it's been kind of quiet lately.
And so there's a thing called MGT, which is Manasota Gun Talk. It used to be called Manasota Gun Trader. Back in the day, there were gun groups all over Facebook that traded guns and traded barbs and criticisms and stuff like that. And they went away because there was a rash of Zuck nuking and
communist.
I lost a page. But they are active. They have 10,000 members. You can look them up. Just type in Manasota Gun Talk, and you can find their page. You can join it. Jeff Young, Esquire, lover of non-conspiracies. He will let you.
A few.
He will let you in, and they have a Christmas, but it's not a Christmas. It's a celebration event. Appreciation.
Hey, you said 2026 is going to be great, so let's kick off 2026.
Let's do this.
I didn't say 2026 is going to be great. I just said a lot of people are optimistic.
I said it was going to be.
Hey, he said it was going to be great. Make 2026 great again. Free tax stamps. Why not?
But so you guys can check that out. So and then Omar, what do you think of the Glock Gen 6?
Oh, it's great. It's awesome.
That's your thoughts. It's awesome.
Oh, the grip feels so good. Mm-hmm. They changed it ever so slightly, contoured it a little bit. The new stippling.
Is the word contour or concave? Like, what do you like? I was trying to figure out how to enunciate.
Concave means it goes in. Contour just means it's shaped.
It's shaped to your hand or contoured, right?
Convexed.
Contour is like goes in and out. What was it you said?
Concave.
Concave specifically means
one direction, basically. Yeah.
Isn't convexed out? Concave, convex.
So what does Glock define it as?
Probably is contour. Yeah.
Either way,
doesn't feel like a board.
What's German for contour? Yeah. Whatever that is what they define it.
In my predictions, I want a little above.
That's curvy.
It's a Glock 6. When are they going to come out with a Glock 7? Because I heard those are porcelain made in Germany. They don't show up on metal detectors.
Right. And they cost more than what you make in a month. Absolutely. All of that's true.
I heard somebody can get them in like 1990. Why can't I get one in 2026?
That punk pulled it on me.
A Glock 7. It's a punk stealing luggage.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Costs more than what you make in a month.
Oh, you'd be very surprised what I make in a month. If it's $1.98, I'd be very surprised.
The all-new Glock 17, which is a Glock 47 that they now have made the 17. The 47s are the 17s. The 17s.
Do you notice that the shape of the 17 is different than the shape of the 45? So if because we had a 45 too, we sold it today. But the 40, correct me if I'm wrong, but the 45 frame is supposed to be the 17 frame.
No, it's supposed to be the 45 frame.
It's always been that way. It's never been like a 17.
The 45 and the 47 are the same. The 17 is different.
Okay,
Well, the
so-
17 is now the 45.
So that's a 47 though.
This is they call it the 17, but
So
yeah.
that, but that
it's a
frame is
47.
supposed to be a 45 frame.
Well, yeah, they're supposed to be the same.
It doesn't feel the same.
Doesn't feel the same.
It's because it's got a new pump.
And
It's got contours on it.
I'm not.
You're talking about the Gen 6. You're saying
Yeah.
the Gen 6 45 and the Gen 6 47 feel different?
Yes,
I have no idea why they would do something like that.
I don't. They did it.
Really?
Have you felt the 19 yet?
You haven't showed me them. I tried to buy this one. You wouldn't sell it to me.
The 19's over there too. It's smaller.
Would you show that to the camera? Thank you very much.
Yeah, the 19's over there.
Uh-oh.
He's angry.
How available are these now that they're all you can get?
Don't know yet. I mean, I've gotten 3 in the past couple days.
Are you out of non-6s?
No,
Oh, so you still even have the old ones? Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
because I just stocked up like a crackhead.
Well, right. Yeah.
I told Nate that's what you would say.
It is. It's perfection. It's in the name.
You notice it's smaller.
So, list of changes.
Take the gun back and verify it's shorter. The frame is shorter. It's not as long.
That's what she said.
Like from the 19, like like your.
Okay.
So Nate's hands fall off of it.
Yeah, it's the grip. Is that? Wow.
Yeah, the grip. Yeah.
Holy crap! I never said this about a Glock, but that feels pretty good.
That's what I said.
That's what she said.
I'm
What
always
are you
with him.
what are you saying it's shorter in? Like a 19 is always shorter than a 17.
Right.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's shorter than the regular 19.
I could fucking do.
So the
real
new
things.
19 is shorter than the old 19.
Correct.
That would be interesting.
I'm not sure clear.
Fucking.
Take the mag up.
Oh. I know what you're talking about, man.
Is that one switch proof?
I was gonna say.
Old switch proof. They seem the exact same to me, Will. I'm sorry to say.
That's not what Nate said today.
From this angle, they look exactly the same, but I'm
They
not
look
an
exactly
expert.
the same.
Have you
Anyways,
established?
so good comparison time. Glock grips, as a Glock shooter, can tell you, they're kind of square. They're kind of square.
Sucky.
It doesn't feel like a circle. It feels like a square. It feels like you're, pushing on a rectangle, which I don't usually mind. But once I've touched this, it's much nicer. It fits the hand a lot better.
There it is. Once
They
you
put
touch this, it's much nicer.
That's what she said.
They put an undercut on it, which is great. Undercuts are nice.
It's not really an undercut.
40 years.
What do you mean it's not really an undercut?
It's not really an undercut.
It's an undercut.
It looks like one. It's not. They just raised the trigger.
It's definitely an undercut. What?
No. Like me and Nate really went into it today, and it's not. I mean, it could be a lot better.
Did he fall off the wagon?
Nate?
Oh, just check.
Maybe.
So I'll just tell you what Glock said they did. Yeah, they contoured the grip, new stippling. There's a tiny little shelf there for your thumb now, which nobody will use because that's not actually how you grip it. But anyways, maybe more flared magwell, slightly more flared magwell. Beaver tail's longer. Love that.
Big beaver tail.
Big beaver tail. I don't know why they did that. I actually don't
Everybody likes
understand
big
that.
beaver.
I actually don't understand the point of the big beaver tail. Flat face trigger now. It's the same trigger, just a different shoe. The housing looks different. The brake feels the same to me. I could be wrong on that. That's a Glock trigger. But it looks cool. The shoe's cool. New optic cut. It doesn't use plates. It uses spacers now, which are way better because the same screw goes all the way into the slide.
So
Instead
it
of,
doesn't fall off.
yeah. It used to be, screw to plate the slide. Now it's, optic to plate the slide. Now it's just a spacer, so you can basically direct mount them all, even though there's a little gap that's visually pisses me off a little bit, but it's fine. It works good. The biggest difference is instead of the extractor being held in by the EDP rod that goes all the way in the back and comes out the back when you remove the back plate, now there is a captured little piece here that has a spring-loaded little thing that keeps the extractor in place. So they just kind of changed it. I asked our engineer why I think they did that, and he said 100% because of making machining easier, because apparently the EDP rod isn't actually parallel with the slide. It's slightly angled, and cutting that is apparently a pain in the ass, and apparently that's why a lot of blank Glock slides fuck up, is because they don't cut that properly.
Okay.
So he said this kind of makes manufacturing a lot easier. Seems very rock solid. It's kind of a pain in the ass to take apart now, which,
Oh, is it?
yeah, they've been
I
manufactured.
thought you said it was easy.
I said everything is the same except for this thing, and this thing's kind of a pain in the ass.
Okay.
But, whatever. Who's really pulling out their extractor on a semi-regular basis?
Us.
Yeah, us. I think that's pretty much it, actually. Like, that's all the changes. I went a little bit crazy with my predictions. I said they're going to go to a fire control unit. I got put in my place on that and got explained why that's a terrible fucking idea.
That's what I heard too. Is they were going to go with that was going to be the big thing.
Yeah, I saw one Glock store post where they were like, we think the Glock 50 is going to be the rumored FCU model, which still could be. 50 still not announced, but a lot of people are going out and talking about how that's actually not a very good idea, which I kind of agree with now. Yeah. Nicer grip, nicer stippling, different extractor, new optic cut, flat face trigger shoe.
Dean, what do you think of it?
I thought it felt nice. Of course, I didn't get to shoot this thing, but the grip just feels so much better in the hand.
Are you going to buy one?
Contour. I was thinking about a
Or you won't
17
sell 'em.
because I do still want another 17.
I'll sell one to Dean.
What?
I would sell one to Dean.
What do you have against me, man?
I don't
What
have
did I
anything
do?
against you. I just really love Dean.
Dean's a good guy.
Dean's a good guy.
I'm like the Glock guy.
Yeah, but Dean is priceless.
Okay.
So are you, but I
I like this. I really want to shoot one. I like it.
Got the deal scene of approval.
No, Mike, do you not like Glocks or something?
What's that?
Do you not like Glocks or something?
I like
Still
Glock.
Glock trigger, but
Everybody thinks I'm a Glock guy, and I like Glock. I'm a SIG guy, but I love my Glocks.
Are you a 320 guy?
What's
Or
that?
are you
I
a
love
226 guy?
I love the 320. I
we got
don't
a
give a
17.
shit. That thing will shoot me in the leg when I'm walking, whatever, man. I love that thing. You want to see that?
Yeah.
So I think the 17 feels nicer than 19. I like this a lot better.
The grips just overall feel so much
Yeah,
better
the grip
because
is-
it's such a small change. It's not really a big change, but it does, like, to me, it feels rounder. Oh my God. There's nothing I can say that you're not going to say something about. It fills out the hand nicer.
So round.
That's
It
good.
fills out the hand.
There's no winning in this.
So she said,
It's a nicer grip.
It's
a way
definitely a
nicer
nicer
grip. I have been...
it's a little pokey.
One thing I will say...
Hurting my soft feminine
Your
hands.
soft hands.
Right, it is. It's hurting my
see it,
soft
man?
feminine hands.
When I got my Glocks, I went to Nate, our gunsmith, and I said, Nate, can you undercut these for me? And he said, no, that's stupid. And I said, why is it stupid? And he said, look, man, if a Glock wanted there to be an undercut, they would just put a fucking undercut on it.
No, they just don't give a shit what we thought.
Yeah, it was just
until
a
the
couple
old man
years-
died, I guess.
Yeah, it was just a couple years behind. But now there's an undercut on it. It feels way better in the hand. The
The
actual...
palm swell it definitely makes
yeah,
a
the palm swell makes a big difference.
huge difference.
At the end of the day, it's a Glock. It's not revolutionary. It's still a Glock. It's just a slightly nicer grip and a different trigger shoe and a different optic cut. Probably still going to be the best-selling handgun of 2026.
It's more comfort, better shooting.
Exactly. Not always, but yeah.
Yeah. but
Go on all
in
your
general,
forums
in
and you
general.
got they didn't do enough. They did too much.
I don't like the undercut.
You don't like the undercut.
No. It doesn't feel right.
Intriguing. You think you could do better?
I could pay somebody to do better.
You should call up gas. What's her name?
Veronica?
Is it
No.
Destiny.
Gastonia.
No.
whoever
Amber.
Gaston's widow is? It's. I think she owns the company now, like completely.
I thought the daughter was running it.
No, from what I heard, he basically got married to this young gal towards the end, and then just left her everything.
That's my goal.
I'm just glad it's here.
I thank you for
Is it
having it. So I
Is
could
it
actually
California
see
lawsuit compliant?
The V's are.
Are they really?
Yeah, these also are like the V's. They're different as well from the V's, but they're the, no switch model. But
Well, no old Switch model.
yeah, that's what
The
that
new
means.
Switches still work.
I predicted here a few months back now that the Gen 6 was going to be this crazy thing that they did along with the Glock 50, that it was going to be a fire control unit and they were going to change everything. And I'm so glad I was wrong. I'm so glad I was being dumb when I said all that, because I think this really is Glock, because they changed one thing on it. It seems solid. Everything else is still Glock. Lucas made a post about it that really did change my opinion, and it's, I'm not just adopting. He made some really valid points of that, like the whole point of Glock today. You don't go and buy a Glock because they're the most innovative. Sorry, that happens to me sometimes. It's one of those words I never got over. They're not the most innovative. They are not the most, feature-packed thing. They're not the best bang for the buck. You buy a Glock because it's a Glock, and they didn't change much, but they changed enough to where people will buy it.
Yep.
It's the smartest move they could have done.
We'll see how it plays out, but this is definitely, like, to me, probably the best Glock they've ever had.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for when you decide you will sell me one.
Dean first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dean, we're going to call it because I want Dean to be able to get home safely. Dean, you mean a lot to us.
Thank you.
I do not know how I could run Shark Coast without you. Absolutely love you, man. And happy 2026.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Maybe in 2026 you can come check out the Emporium.
you. I'm signing up for tickets right now.
So he's going to come on January 10th to be
Don't
part
sign
of
up.
the
We'll pay
shootout.
for your ticket.
I can pay for the ticket.
All right, deal.
We want to thank Mad Dog Mike McGowan and Mad Dog Jeff Young for coming out to the podcast, and we want to thank their wonderful opinions and commentary. Check out the MGT Appreciation Dinner. You can check out MGT's site on Facebook, MGT Manasota Gun Talk. It was a group that I was a part of for many years, and I give them my recommendation. Absolutely.
We appreciate that.
January 10th. If you were ever in Sarasota, Florida, please come by our gun shop. We give away stickers and hats and shirts and stuff like that. It's a neat thing to come by and see. Smash the like button if you get the opportunity. Yeah. Check out our other socials like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. And I will see you again. Take care.